Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of reacting to. Well, I forgot to do this, but top 15 scary videos. It's narrated by Chills, so it should be good. There should be a lot of real, a lot of fake. I don't know, but it says we warned you not to watch. So let's get in it.
15. Ghost Child. What is it about seeing a ghost where you least expect it that sends the most unnerving chills down your spine? Posted by Leo Alcala 213 to the Chills Narrator subreddit. A group of boys are outside at night when they spot this small figure far away, cast in shadows. At first, they see him standing in front of a lit building. Later, the figure is captured in front of another building. From afar, the shadow looks like a youth, standing still. The cameraman says it looks like a figurine, although it doesn't appear to be moving. In a later clip, the figure is gone, although some in the comments say the whole thing looks staged. Redditor Gemencini
Yeah, it does look staged. It looks like they shot in one location and then turned it into another location. It don't look realistic. So I mean, that's my point of view.
writes, "Staged or not, it's creepy AF.
Oh
Extra
yeah.
Serenity adds, you should go back and see if it's still there. Don't think I would heed this advice." Number 14. Office pranks are usually harmless, but when the mastermind behind them is a poltergeist, who knows what the end game is?
Right.
Published to YouTube by Indo Crop Circles in July of 2017. This clip of some unusual happenings in a Malaysian office was caught on CCTV. The footage shows a man working in your everyday office alone at night. He sits down at his desk and is involved in his task at hand when, off to the right, a chair spins. He sees the movement out of the corner of his eye and looks over. As he's gazing at the chair, another to his left pushes back from the neighboring desk,
What was that
as
show
if a
about?
phantom worker is sitting in it, being preoccupied with the first chair. The worker doesn't notice the second one, but he does notice when paperwork flies from the countertop out of nowhere. That's when he spins back from his seat,
Nope.
looking under his desk for any signs of what may be called
I'd be going to the boss and having him hire a paranormal investigating team out. And if they find something, take care of it. If not, I'm looking for a new job. That's how that works.
causing this mayhem around him. He stands up and picks up his phone, presumably
I
to
can
call
believe
for
this one.
help. Although burning the midnight oil may send you up that corporate ladder, is it really worth risking an encounter with the paranormal? Number 13. Teleporting Child. On occasion,
What?
Twitter sometimes serves up footage that is, in fact, newsworthy. This Twitter account tweeted, "WTF, does anyone else see the child teleport?"
Where?
The short clip taken from BBC News footage shows an interview of a woman on the street
No.
about an unrelated topic. In the background, however, something strange appears, seemingly out of thin air. A child holding someone's hand teleports into the corner of the screen.
Now that just could be where the camera had picked up. You know, like we have our blind spots, so do cameras. So I mean, that's kind of like look what it looks like to me. But I'm by far no genius when it comes to that field, so I don't know. But that'd be cool.
The interview appears not to be otherwise edited. Some in the comments, however, suggest these are two clips spliced together.
Yeah, see?
Camera snaps responds. It's an
Yep.
edit chopped on at the end to make her look like she's happy. Some call the editing sinister, while others insist it's not editing, but rather a glitch in the matrix.
Ah.
Which do you think it is?
I don't
All
know
I
about
know
glitch.
is that
I don't know about glitch in the matrix, but I think it might have been an editing fail because I mean, just editing my own videos, I can come across something like that.
it's definitely freaky. Number 12, Edinburgh Ghost. To kick off this entry, we enter the medieval old town of Edinburgh. The storied history of Scotland's
that
capital
at?
lends itself to some truly legendary hauntings. This video illustrates that no matter where you turn in Edinburgh,
See, I like watching shows, and when he especially narrated and stuff. But to put it, imagine his voice and something that's like really, really spooky and scary, like out of you crawling out of your skin, goosebumps, hair standing up. That I think that I think his voice could scare so many to put that more intensity into something.
You may find yourself face to face with the paranormal. Submitted to the Chills Narrators subreddit by Rocket League RL. Something frightening is caught on film in this normal, everyday Edinburgh park. Even J.K. Rowling found ghostly inspiration in Edinburgh, citing the very real Greyfriars Kirkyard, where you will find some of her character names taken straight from the cemetery's very own tombstones. Needless to say, Edinburgh is the perfect scene for paranormal sightings, as this video goes to show on the banks of a lake,
Oh,
across
right
the
over there.
jungle
I
gym
see
bars
it.
of a
Look at it's wow. I didn't even see that. Okay.
playground, a phantom woman appears to stand still as day turns to dusk. Apart from the ghastly
Yeah,
image of this
that's spooky
figure
right
stood
there.
unmoving there, strange incoherent sounds are heard throughout the clip. Is this a case of
Whoa.
Edinburgh's terrifying history come to life, or are our
I
eyes
mean,
deceived?
it could be a branch, a tree, or it could be someone over there standing for content. Uh, I don't know, but it looks weird. Like half the face is there and half of it's not. Like it's covered or hair. I don't know. It's weird. Where's the arms?
Deceiving us? Number 11,
I'm gonna stick with that.
Graveyard
Eyes
Live
deceiving us.
Stream. While streaming live at a New Orleans graveyard at night on February 8th, 2020, Franco TV encounters not the undead, but the living.
That's a little strange, but I wanted to do this with the wife. Go on a little paranormal investigation trip, but we end up putting that on hold because I don't have enough courage to do that.
In the beginning, he describes his first encounter with a man in the graveyard, explaining that he'd been warned that thieves in New Orleans like to come after people who explore the city's graveyards at night. He said he'd encountered this man twice already in this episode, explaining that the man was on foot, had a book bag, and approached him, passed him, and then circled around while he was outside of his car walking through the mausoleum. He feels a bit shaky from this encounter and says he doesn't know if he's going to exit his vehicle again, but he follows his audience's risky advice and does anyway. As Franco is out, walking around the creepy stone grave solo, he starts to feel unsafe again, and after a time returns to his car. He is examining an above-ground
Whoa.
crypt from his
I see
vehicle
footprints
when he
underneath the
hears
car.
some footsteps. He continues to drive around the cemetery, saying he heard something from behind his car that sounded like a knocking. He says he can't get out of his car again because he thinks someone else is there. In fact, there he is. After turning around, Franco zooms in on a man walking toward him down the cemetery road. What is this man doing in a graveyard at night? Is he too live streaming for YouTube? It certainly doesn't look like it. Franco
Nah, he's up to no good. He's either vandalizing them or he's out looking for, items that loved ones lay on top of the gravestones and stuff. I don't have no respect for people like that.
doesn't know what to do but continue to drive, passing the guy seemingly without issue. He speeds up, getting out of the graveyard as quickly as possible. As he tries to find the exit, he says the man was literally chasing after his car. He says he felt the man hit the back of it, and as he flees, explains that he must get out of there and find a safe place. He then warns viewers not to enter a New Orleans graveyard at night, as if we needed any warning after watching this. Number 10, Early Morning Drive. ABC Perth reported this scary story on May 13th, revealing the terrifying dashcam footage from a mother of four who led police in a chase through the suburbs of Perth, driving at speeds that ranged from 46 miles per hour to 87 miles per hour. The suspect went through stop signs and red lights and deliberately drove on the wrong side of the road to avoid authorities during the 40-minute chase. The judge who presided over the case viewed dashcam footage from a police vehicle involved in the chase, as well as from a civilian driver, towards which the suspect had been driving, calling her driving frightening. The victim's family said they were satisfied with the verdict and hold no bitterness or animosity towards the suspect, adding that she had written them an apology letter and has accepted responsibility for her actions. Number 9. Caught on security camera. Think your possessions are safe right outside your home? This series of videos will have you second guessing that. The uploader explains that the first video occurred on a Saturday night in June of 2019. It shows two women on the balcony of a house, innocently looking through a shoe
I thought maybe they lived there. I'm watching the car up in the corner.
cubby. After checking out a couple pairs, they suddenly race from the balcony. Apparently this isn't their home, and they aren't supposed to be there. These same brazen ladies return in the second video. It appears they felt the need to trespass further. One of the women returns to the balcony, strolling across it at ease. That is, until she notices the security camera posted up in the corner. She laughs and covers her face, quickly leaving the balcony. It's not clear if these intruders made off with anything from the apartment, but Kazium asks viewers to spread the word. If not thieves, it's still creepy to imagine strangers lurking right outside your front door at night. Number 8. A ghost town in the middle of nowhere under a red moon. What could go wrong?
A lot.
Published to YouTube by T-Phil in October of 2019, the T-Phil crew tests the waters overnight at an abandoned ghost town, which they say includes more than 200 acres, 40 buildings, and even 2 miles.
Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Would not catch me there. No, 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 no. And now you see why I won't go do ghost adventures or investigations or anything like that. Like, I like watching scary stuff, but that's only in the comfort of my own home just to get a. No, I don't want to be chased around freaking. Nope.
Of underground tunnels.
Good.
The crew says this mining ghost town has major Hills Have Eyes vibes, and it sure looks like it. As they start to enter buildings, one that they think is occupied has its lights on, but no one is home. The calendar hanging on the wall is from 2007. They climb broken wooden scaffolding to enter more buildings that have cages inside. After exploring a bit more, they're confronted by a man named Jasper, who asks them why they're filming on his property. In the end, the man softens, telling them to be careful and lets them go on their way, telling them not to damage or take anything. They extend their conversation with Jasper, asking him if there's any paranormal activity up in the area. He says he hasn't experienced any. The crew is still a little shaken from the encounter, but they return to the mines to do their thing. The tunnels inside the mine are nightmarish, even more so when they start hearing something walking above them, but they continue, finding a bat in the caves along the way. When they exit the mines again, they split up as they continue to explore and come back together.
I can't do caves. I'm so claustrophobic. Like right now, I'm sitting in this room with the door closed, and I'm sweating my face off because my anxiety. Let alone going in a cave and then you're all wanting to split up.
Hear some screaming that they consider might be a coyote, but then decide sounds human. Worse, loads of voices are then heard, lots of banging of metal, and someone saying you shouldn't be here. According to the crew, after calling the police and reporting the incident, they found out that the people who own the property have a history of scaring the pants off of trespassers like this. I suppose that's one way to get your kicks as the sole residents of an isolated ghost town. Number 7. School Poltergeist. Published to YouTube by Proving Demons in May of 2020, the channel writes, we return to the most haunted poltergeist school and captured insane paranormal activity on camera, from ghosts manifesting to things moving on their own, as well as a strange incident of a supernatural nature. This haunted school in the United Kingdom is apparently known for its poltergeist activity. As with most abandoned and reputably haunted places, the school is in shambles, wrecked and damaged by trespassers, age, and maybe even the spirits that haunt the place. Once inside the school, the group of investigators hears a humming that they say sounds like a generator, which is strange since the power is shut off in the school. Through the video, strange noises are heard. Knockings, a woman's wails, a sound like a shower is running. One of the spookiest sounds, though, which the crew seems to hear recurrently, is that of a young girl crying. At one point on the wall, they spot a message that reads, Dan PD. Could that message be directed at Dan from the Proving Demons crew? As they're examining the message, a noise is heard. Something from the ceiling fell out on its own, causing the lot of them to jump in fear.
Dude, where did that come from?
In the basement, they tune into the spirit box. When asking if anyone is here, the spirit box answers, "I'm here, mate." When asking where the spirit is, a voice says, "Gymnasium." What happened in the gymnasium of this school? Whatever did, it's not leaving. Number 6. The Bridge of the Train Line. Translated from Portuguese, the video's title, The Bride of the Train Line, gives us some inclination of what fears to expect. Published to YouTube by Ravana in July of 2017, a group of adventure seekers are wandering down a train track at night. For a long while, they walk without encountering anything unusual. In the darkness, there's no one for miles around. City lights twinkle in the distance, but the
See, it's hard to believe what's real and what's not real out in the open world. Just because there's so many people out there that's willing to scare just for a thrill. So I'm one of those skeptical people when it comes to that. I'm very skeptical. Like, I don't believe in a lot of that. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. Like, I remember where I lived before. We lived on 4.5 acres, and there was a lot of pine trees and stuff. And I would not walk down our driveway at nighttime because there was no light whatsoever. And yeah, I will tell you, I heard noises. I heard a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things, but I think a lot of it was in my head because I was already spooked and scared already from it being so dark and not being able to see. Like, you go down there to drive down the driveway to take the garbage out, and you literally look like you're in the scene of a horror movie, and it's like, what's about to happen? So yeah, I am very skeptical, but I also am very paranoid too at the same time. No, no, for me, it's up in the air.
The group appears to be far from town. As they walk and chat carelessly along the train tracks, the camera pans to the side for a moment, where it captures this figure in white.
Nossa, mas...
Oh, no, out, I'm out.
Terrified screaming ensues
Yeah, I'm out.
as the men turn to run back the way they came.
I'm out.
The bride figure, too, appears to race away from the tracks, presumably back to her haunted wedding. Does this deter you from jumping trains at night? If not, then you might be next in line to catch the ghostly bridal bouquet. Number 5. Soundtrack of Nightmares. If there was a soundtrack to your nightmares, it would probably sound like this. Posted to TikTok by Hannah Hallett, she writes simply, help? You'd be seeking help too if this Yankee Doodle was blaring outside your window in the darkness of night. Hannah captures what looks like an ice cream truck making a U-turn on her road in the darkness. Well, that's a little odd considering the time of day, but not overly scary. The fact that the truck's haunting children's music is
Where in your right mind would you think it's okay to, not one, drive around in the dark in a van, two, play the creepiest music of all time, three, have Woody from Toy Story on the side of your van, four, you back up, turn around, like, you look suspicious as hell, bruh. What are you doing? Like, instead of on TikTok and ask for help, I'd be on the phone saying 911 or call mom or dad. I don't know. With that's strange. I wouldn't be doing that. No.
blaring from its speakers, even as darkness envelopes the night, is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Who is this ice cream man trying to attract? Imagine this nightmare fuel filtering into your subconscious as you fall off to sleep. Pretty sure nightmares would be a guarantee.
On top of
Number
that,
4.
he has all his lights on too. So I don't know. That's weird.
Or Shower Demon. Ready to activate your night terrors?
No.
Posted by Acid Gatter to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The Redditor writes, "Think this is fake but still scared the living blank out of me at the end." Originally published to YouTube by Leadbelly in June of 2011, the uploader claims that something's watching him. In the video, the man says that this is the third night this week that he's heard something. Then you hear it too. An irritating groaning is coming back from the bathroom. Redditor Philco79 writes in the comments that it sounds like a taunt.
What is up with people walking to the sound that they hear, to the location of the sound of? No, I'd be running the other way. Like, and then I'd come back with, not scared. That scratch. Yeah, okay, now I'm lying. I'd still be scared, and I would try to prove to myself that I could still go back and see what that. But no, I'd be running off.
On, which is a non-sentient lizard from Star Wars. The man follows the sound there and finds that the bathroom is empty,
Yeah.
or so he thought. He turns the corner to capture this.
Ah! What's wrong with
The
you?
demon face does indeed appear brunt or like a frozen plastic mask, but somehow uncannily real at the same time.
It's fake.
In the comment thread,
just scared me,
Acid
though.
Gatter says he came across this video when he was researching shower demons because he senses a presence every time he closes his eyes in the shower when the
Yes.
curtain is closed.
I am glad I'm not the only one that experiences that, man. I am so glad to hear that because I'd be getting in there. I'd be off. Sometimes I keep my eyes open and I get soap in them and stuff. And I have no choice but to close my eyes, but I had to hurry up because I feel like there's a demon lady coming at me with long black hair and stuff. And I'm not crazy, but I think it's just more psychological because I excited myself to the point of that actually, what if it was real to happen? Even though I know it's not true and it won't happen. But I think a lot of it has to do with my wife and her friend always acting like they're grudge and scaring me. Honestly.
Redditor, after seeing
That's
this
fake.
video, I'm pretty freaked out about a potential shower demon too.
That's fake.
Number 3, Get
All right.
Out. When demons speak, you listen.
Alright, I'm getting out. I'm out. I wasn't getting out for long.
And posted to the Chills Narrator
I don't listen
subreddit by
very well.
Regal. The Redditor explains that he and some
It's
friends
Regal.
listened
Not
back
Regal.
to the voice recording of an EVP when they heard this demon or spirit, which sounds like it's speaking directly into the recorder. In the recording, you can hear the group asking the spirit if he can let them know he is present.
I didn't hear any of it.
Just let me know you are here. it's a roach party over here.
After asking this question a couple times, a clear voice is heard, and he wants one thing from the living. He wants them to get out. In the Reddit thread, Regal explains that a neighbor from his apartment complex in Reno, Nevada, told him that he'd seen a tall shadow man in the mirror, leering behind him. Then they experienced some poltergeist activity as a protein container threw itself across the room.
I remember being like 13 years old and I lived in a church house. And it was by an Indian burial ground. It had cemetery in the back and everything else. It was very spooky. Like, we'd come home and be in our rooms and stuff. You hear a whole lot of noise downstairs because it's 2 stories. You know, when they made from downstairs to the upstairs living. But anyways, there's a big glass table, dinner table, wood frame and everything. And these chairs were pretty heavy too. And you come out there in the kitchen, and then you see these chairs stacked up on one another. There's times came home, chilling with my cousin, going to play ball and stuff, and there's chairs stacked on our bed. Like, you'd hear growling noises. It was crazy. I woke up one night with scratch marks on me. It's we I left from there. I couldn't do it no more. I ended up staying with a friend. Good thing my mom and dad let me. I was 14 at the time. It was crazy though. And you see big tall figure guy and the little girl always running around with one another.
At them when they entered the neighbor's house.
Yeah,
He
good.
suspected the demon also possessed his neighbor, as the man kept blacking out, only to awake standing in the corner of the room. The neighbor also suffered from unexplained scratches on occasion. Redditor Jazzed Out writes, "That sounds like..."
I think that's why I won't do the ghost hunting thing, because I guess I'm too weak when it comes to that. I'm too sensitive. I can sense it, see it. Even if it's not there, my mind makes it up sometimes. Or my eyes or something. I don't know, but I've talked myself out of doing it many times.
Like a malevolent spirit to me, and not a demon. And to add to this, demons are easier to identify when and if they speak, because they will be speaking in a language called Aramaic, which is more difficult to understand. Demon or malevolent spirit, to be honest, don't know
Am I the only one that gets the face out of the picture right there?
which is worse. Number 2, Woody comes to life. In Toy
Speaking
Story,
of Woody.
the toys come to
Oh,
life in a
God.
charming manner when the kids are away, but when it happens in this video, it's more chilling than charming. Originally posted to TikTok by Oscar Furlan, the video shows a Woody doll standing upright on the kitchen counter with one hand on a can. Noticing that a human person has entered, the doll glances over at him before dropping his hand, going stiff like a board, and falling over backwards into the kitchen sink. Although it truly does look eerily real, some claim it's an animation, while Redditor Anna Cabana says the dolls are designed to fall over in this manner when hearing the phrase, "Someone's coming." Regardless of whether it's an animation or the toy's design, I think
it's more of the long lines of the toys designed to do that. Like pulling the string type thing.
can all agree with Mythical
Today's
Gamer 9,
society.
who writes, it looks a bit too real, still very creepy.
Yeah.
Definitely not a toy on my wish list. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because we upload a new scary video every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram.
Yo, chillin'. I'm already subscribed to you, my friend. And I also watch you do your music too. Pretty dope, by the way. Just check it out.
At DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1, Graveyard Ghost.
Oh,
When
man.
the passed on are literally beneath your feet, you're bound to step in something.
I remember one time being at a cemetery, again, about 13, 14 years old, with my cousin and his girlfriend and stuff. I had my girlfriend, and we was just sitting there driving around. You know, he's 18, so that's what they did. But anyways, no, freaking, I could have sworn that there was a lot of fog coming our way, and all of a sudden there was a bridge there, like back in like the 1800s, or the horse and carriage. No, see, there's no bridge where in that area, and it wasn't even foggy that night. It was clear as day. It was. Mm-mm. It's sad. I don't go to cemeteries no more either.
Published to YouTube by Exploring with Eric in May of 2020, Eric visits a graveyard at 3 in the morning in his new series, The Devil's Hour.
Oh,
My objective is to document all sorts of evidence that relates to the paranormal world, whether it be poltergeist activity, any shape or form of apparitions, etc., by using my basic ghost hunting equipment. In this series, you will see myself investigate alone. During the first episode, he gets more than he bargained for. While in the cemetery, Eric finds a mausoleum. After hearing a loud knock during a spirit box session, the glass door closes. He then says he heard someone's voice, and he hopes there's no one here messing with him. Just as he decides no one's there, after wandering around the premises, he hears footsteps.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly where I want to show you.
He runs up the stairs to the second floor to see who is there, but there's no one. He notices that the doors are open to the outside. As he shows his viewers a fountain in the middle of the mausoleum, he hears footsteps again. He returns to the inner mausoleum, where the doors are again closed. Finally, he decides to leave, and it's standing outside, saying he'll return again at some point. But as he pans around, a large shadow figure moves behind a nearby tree.
It's too much for me right now to handle. And like,
what was that? Is that what's been watching him? It's probably time to say goodbye.
I wasn't too scared of none of that. I don't know why it says do not watch, but it wasn't that scary. A lot of that stuff in there you could explain away. But without further ado, if you guys liked what you've seen today, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that little bell notification to get future content like this. If you want to see me react to something, just leave a comment down below. I do read them if I get them. Still new to the YouTube biz. So, yeah. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe.